Addicted in the tri-states, we're entering the festival season, and doctors they're very concerned about a spike in fentanyl overdoses in young people. A former U.S. Surgeon General is trying to spread the word about how to recognize signs of an overdose and also what everyone should carry with them this spring. Sinclair's sister station, Holly Menuno, reports.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the U.S. is in the midst of an opioid overdose epidemic.
They're fast, they're long-lasting, and they're strong, and that makes them extremely dangerous, and it's why we're seeing year-over-year record overdose deaths.
Dr. Jerome Adams says we are seeing 80 to 90% of overdoses involve synthetic opioids like fentanyl.
So anything that's coming in the form of a pill, a powder, or a crystal could have fentanyl contamination and lead to an opioid overdose, even though the user had no intention of taking an opioid.
Madeline Hilliard is an emergency medical technician and overdose prevention educator.
When I was a college student myself, we saw about a dozen overdoses on my campus in 1 year, and the last of those was a friend of mine. So as a student of neuroscience and recently at the time becoming an emergency medical technician, I saw that these overdoses were preventable.
Madeline founded Team Awareness Combating Overdose, or TACO for short. She says fighting opioid overdoses starts with education.
Understanding that any substance that didn't come from a pharmacy could contain fentanyl, and being committed to taking the steps to prevent an overdose, such as understanding how to recognize an overdose when it occurs.
Madeline has trained thousands of students on how and when to administer response agents.
By being able to see that someone is overdosing if they are breathing slowly, they're unconscious, they have pinpoint pupils, that's the time that you need to call 911 and be ready to administer a reversal agent like Opvee or nasal naloxone, which are easy to use, small, can be carried with someone regardless of whether or not that person themselves uses drugs.
Doctors say time is brain. The sooner an overdose can be reversed, the brain can be saved from any permanent damage. Holly Menino, Como News.